just when we thought like the bad PR tour was over.
It
And
wasn't.
I thought that they had, as bad as the main event was, I thought that they did enough with Raw to go, okay, well, there's enough here where I could just move forward. Like I said, the Cena stuff really wasn't for me, but I'm like, okay, there's enough here where I'm still interested in his heel turn. And
Mhm.
I thought the closing angle was good enough where it's like, okay, we got enough here where we could just move on now. That was a bad match. We'll just move on. The Rock decided to go on Pat McAfee show and go, well, hey
It
guys,
was
I
the
was
next day, wasn't it? It was Tuesday morning.
yes, it was the exact next day.
Mhm.
And he's just like, well, guys, I was never coming back. And it's just like because people were upset that The Rock was
People
not a
were
part.
mad. A lot of people were blaming what happened in the main event on The Rock. Like I saw multiple people be like, "This is The Rock's fault."
Yeah, he said a few interesting things here.
Mhm.
Um, a few interesting things here. People being upset that The Rock didn't take part in the angle that he started Elimination Chamber, and him just kind of being like, "Okay, well, the angle started. You guys don't need the final boss anymore." It's like, well, wait a minute, you started the angle.
You
Like
started this. I think we
you
need you.
you
Yeah.
were the
Mhm.
big bad of this whole thing, and so to not come back in any way and to not promote it in
He
any
didn't
way.
tie one loose end. Like I think there's some loose ends that needed to be
Yeah,
tied.
you needed to get to the rewarding moment of you getting your win over Cody and you laughing maniacally something, and we didn't get anything. And
Because
so
everybody was expecting at the end of WrestleMania Night 2 for The Rock to be holding up John Cena's arm as the world champion.
yes, um, not me because I have been saying
Not
the
me.
whole time
I knew he wasn't going to be there.
this guy's not going to be there, and I
No.
kept saying he's telling you guys in so many words I won't be there, and
The
so
reason that I knew he wasn't going to be there, because if he was going to be there, he would have did a match, and they didn't advertise him for a match. Like, why would they just have him there and not have him in a match? That doesn't even make sense.
yeah, so he revealed some interesting tidbits here. Uh, One, he told us that he only did Elimination Chamber to boost ticket sales, and that's where this whole
TKO
angle.
called him.
Yeah, that's where this whole angle started with the selling your soul. And I don't know if people remember, we did the episode right after that SmackDown. And
Mhm.
we both were saying this is very last minute. And there were people like, well, how do you know it's last minute? Because of when it was announced and just
Mhm.
how it looked. The whole thing looked like it was
It
last
looks
minute.
like it. Yeah.
And so this very much confirms that it was last minute, and this confirms that it was tacked on as a way to sell tickets to Elimination Chamber and to give us something with The Rock in this WrestleMania build because that's what people were expecting.
Mhm.
But that furthered my belief from the debut episode on Netflix that he wasn't doing anything because if he was, they wouldn't have done it in this way.
Right.
And so then he also said, well, it got to a point where I felt like I didn't need to be a part of the finish because it should have been about Cena. This should have been about his 17th title win. And if I come in, then it's gonna be about me and not about him. Now, in theory, he's right.
He's right. Yes, yes. It's just funny to hear him say it though.
In theory, he's right. But the fact that he's trying to sell it as, oh well, I didn't come because it was the right thing to
I
do.
shouldn't do it. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
shouldn't be there in the first place. You guys don't even need me there. It's like, no, it's like it's double speak, and he's
Yeah.
done it multiple times where he's trying to
Mhm.
say one thing but also say the other, and that's
Yeah.
why again I knew he wasn't going to be here. See, the
Like
issue
you
here,
think the fucking Rock isn't gonna want a moment no matter what? There ain't nothing in the fucking world that's gonna stop the Rock from having a fucking moment. So there was a reason. You know what I mean? Not just because you're a nice guy and want Cody and Cena to have their moment. That does not no.
yeah. See, the issue here, and the issue that has been here to me since January is that he's been very clearly telling us, I'm not taking part of WrestleMania, guys. I'm not
Yeah.
wrestling. I'm not going to be a part of this. But he also wants to say, well, guys, there is a chance, though, or
Yep.
keep dangling it. No, you
Mhm.
can't do both. You can't be like, I'm not going to be there, guys. But, never say never. No,
Never know. This is the wrestling business. No, you can't say that
just say
second
you're not going to
part.
be there. And I mean, I get the business side of it. You want to sell tickets, you want to keep this mystique, but it's like, bro, you can't tell people in one breath, oh, I'm not going to be there, and then also go, well, never say never, and then when you don't show up, well, guys, I was never going to be there. It's like, but you
guys created your own narratives. I never said like I wasn't saying any of that. It's like, well,
bro,
you kind of led us to believe a couple of times you were arguing with Meltzer, saying he's wrong and doing all this shit on the internet to go against all the stuff you're saying right now.
So all of this is funny because Meltzer has reported from the beginning that The Rock would not be a part of WrestleMania. And people were like, oh, the usual. Meltzer, you don't know what you're talking about. Look at what The Rock said and look what the company said. I don't know if you guys have peeped this at this point, but no, the company very much doesn't want you to believe that guy over there that might be spoiling their television show or giving you information that they don't want you to have. So of course they're going to tell you don't trust that guy. That's not a surprise. At one point he reported the only reason he was doing the stuff at Elimination Chamber and doing any of this is because he was upset that it leaked that he wasn't going to be a part of WrestleMania. And now with the information we have, that very much looks like that's what happened. When you look at like
confirmed,
when you look at how this played out and how he had to show up after everything to clear his name, like, oh guys, like I was never going to be there anyway. And guess what? Like this guy didn't want to turn heel. You know, I initially said that Cody should turn heel, which is also what Meltzer reported, and everybody called him a liar for this as well. And at the time when he reported, I was like, oh, that lines up with something else that we also saw reported and something else that I also heard. So I don't think he's lying, guys. And not just that, this lines up with what I've been saying for almost 2 years now. WWE does this thing pretty often where they get someone and they come in with all of these things from somewhere else, their theme music, all of this stuff, and the fans are already into it. But because it's not their creation, they don't understand why this works. They don't understand the appeal.
Why though? Why do people like this though? We didn't create this.
And it's very clear that even though Cody's making them a lot of money, they're doing very well with them. I think a part of this is they still don't understand why Cody is so popular. And so because of that, they keep trying to do these things to change your mind and tell you don't really like this guy. And at every turn, the fans are like, no, we really like this guy. And so, of course, like they start building the idea that you could turn this guy heel. And of course, Rock being Rock, he comes in like, yeah, this guy should turn heel because you guys are going to cheer me, or you're going to cheer Cena. You're going to cheer the nostalgia. You're not supposed to cheer that guy. And so, yeah, you turn heel. But as we've seen in all of this, the crowd doesn't want to boo Cody.
They don't care.
They don't want to boo him. And so it would have been a terrible idea to turn him. And
it would have been so bad. It would have been worse than everything that went on to happen if they would have turned Cody heel at that point.
Yeah. So very interesting that he pointed out that it was Triple H's idea to turn Cena heel. And
I thought that was interesting. And I also thought that he was like, and Cody's still probably going to turn heel.
Yeah. Which I'm not surprised going because, again, I don't think they understand why people like this thing. And so they're just like, oh, it's good. They're eventually going to turn on them. They just haven't done it yet because wrestling fans will turn on everybody. And I think that there's a chance that wrestling fans will turn on Cody. But I think the more they keep trying to tell people that they will, the more the audience is going to do the opposite. It's just like what they've done with a babyface that they want us to like. The more they're like, no, you want them to be a babyface. I mean, we're doing it with Charlotte right now. Like, look, we want you to like this person, and the crowd is like, no. And so it's kind of the same here, where they're like, well, eventually you're not going to like this guy, right? And the audience keeps going, no, we really like him.
We're going to continue to like him. He's good. No matter what you try to tell us and how you try to book him, we're still going to love him. And that's what's happening here. Yeah. And The Rock is still so baffled. He's like, but I don't. Are you sure though?
Yeah. They did the same thing with Becky. When in 2018, they're like, oh, we're going to turn her heel. And the crowd's like, no, we don't want to boo her. And at every turn, they're just like, well, no. She's the heel. Like, Charlotte's the sympathetic figure here. No, we don't want that. And so it's so wild to see that they've been searching for this baby face on this level this heir apparent to Cena for
That's
so
what
long,
trips me out is you
and you're
got
trying
it.
to turn him heel. Like, what? Why?
You got it. You got the guy that you tell every person that comes to your development, everyone that watches your documentaries, everybody that's invested in your company. You say you want that one guy. You need that one guy for this business to fucking thrive. You got him. He's the guy. And they're like, no, he should be a bad guy. But and the fans are like, no, we don't want that. I don't care what you tell us. We're not doing that. And they're still like, you don't really know what you want. I think they know what they want. Very telling language in this interview, Phil. There's a lot of coming out of WrestleMania, there's a lot of finger pointing from everybody. Like there are people that being like, it's not me. This person did it. You know what I do? They're bringing up old Triple H clips where he's saying that The Rock thinks he's doing this thing, but it really runs through him. And then The Rock gets on there and pretty much says, TKO called me to save the show. So I had to come in because this shit is not hot. They needed me to for ticket sales. They needed me to save the fucking show. So if you want to blame somebody, blame that guy. And I'm like, there's a lot of finger pointing here.
It,
I
it,
don't know what it's going to lead to.
it looks crazy 2 times now where The Rock has done this. Last year, when you had this great finish, you had the great ending, and all of this, Rock immediately comes out of it and is like, well, it's my idea to pivot.
Mm-hmm.
Like when it's good, it was my idea. Then when it's
Yep.
bad, well, that wasn't my idea, and I would have
Me.
executed it a little differently. It's
Mm-hmm.
and when you have all this stuff that has been Triple H stuff for the past 3 years, 4 years almost,
Mm-hmm.
and at every turn, at one point, they were trying to give him credit for what's good, what wrestlers they brought in, and the relationships. I mean, nobody has tried to babyface themselves with the wrestlers and with the audience more than Triple H.
Right.
And so now you have the opposite happening, and The Rock's kind of like, oh, well, they brought me in because they didn't believe in what you were doing, or they brought me in because ticket sales were low. It's like, well, wait a minute. And to do that after, like I said, you had such a wild weekend of negative press.
Mm-hmm.
Negative press from like the PR stuff from the week before, that Nick Khan interview with Bill Simmons, the Roman quote from Vanity Fair, the stuff from Monday with Paul Heyman, or the leaked footage from the roast. You had all of this negative stuff come out, and out of this guy goes on Pat McAfee and goes, well, hey guys, I was never really gonna show up anyway. Like I know you guys wanted me to be there, but they didn't need me. Like what
Nope.
are you talking about?
They didn't need me. The final boss wanted to bow out of this, and like, no, that's not really. I think they needed you at least for the thing. And then Phil, for him to not promote, he wasn't tweeting about it. Like after Elimination Chamber, he washed his hands of everything, and that's crazy, especially with how involved he was last year. And people thinking that was kind of going to be the vibe again. This dude was doing fucking 18-minute Instagram videos.
Yeah.
This guy was invested in, like, for him to be totally hands off was a shock to a lot of people. And for him to come and be like, yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah, I mean, to do all of that and then this year go, okay, well, I just want to give the fans a little something and then go away. It just kind of feels like, okay, well, if it's not my idea or something I'm directly attached to, I don't want to be here. I don't want nothing to do with it. And to do that, and you're on the board of directors, is insane. And for you to come out and say the things attached to this, I mean, there's no way you can't look at this and assume that him and Triple H are not on the same page.
Right.
Just the language that was used, the energy here, there's no way you can't look at it that way.
You can't. It seems like The Rock didn't get his way and said, I'm leaving. And they were like, so the fuck what? And he came and did a victory lap of being like, I told it was going to blow up in their fucking face, and I watched it blow up in their face.
Well, that's not how I would have done it. But it also just very much feels like to me what I have been saying from the beginning. He never planned to be a part of WrestleMania. He just wanted to give the fans something to tied them over for now, and he thought, okay, well, I'm doing a good thing for the fans. The fans will like this.
That's what that Netflix promo was about. When he was like shaking hands with Cody in the crowd, like he was trying to tie all those loose ends.
Yeah,
to be
I
like,
won't be here, guys.
Done here. Yeah.
I'm done here. Came out on NXT the next day. Hey guys, still trying to give you things like, look, hey, I'm here. Well, won't be here later. See you later.
Mm-hmm.
Then comes back for Elimination Chamber. Look, we started a good angle. Both off of the shore. It's off to the races. You guys got it from here, right? I'm off. See you later.
Like, and they were like, hey, no, Rock, we need you one more time. We need you. He's like, oh no, can't hear you. Gotta go.
I got movies to promote. I got this to do. I mean, and he said that during the interview too. He's like, I just want to make sure that we weren't overcommitting because I had other things to do. I'm like, dog, why did you keep dangling this carrot for people if you knew that did? Like
that we have to keep going back because he was on social media. He was on social media still selling people on that he might be there though. Cause like he kept being like, he did a couple promos where he's like, I'm not going to be there. But then anytime anybody would be like, hey, The Rock's not going to be there, he's online saying never say never.
Bro, this is all so insane to me, but also so funny. It's so pro wrestling. It's so funny.
And then the thing he did, his response to Dave LaGreca and we're working, I'm working, everybody's working. What you do is a big fucking work too. I'm like, Dwayne, you gotta chill, dog. You gotta chill.
This is so funny because again, this is just the difference of where we were last year at the same time and where we are now. This company was having all the victory laps for a year. We're doing great. Record attendance. We're smashing it on all these levels, creatively, fiscally. We're smashing it. And we're putting the reaction clips on our pay-per-views. Look, the fans are loving it. We're putting these tweets up, we're putting the quotes up. Now it's like, hey guys, I wish you would just enjoy this and not criticize us so much. Like, wait a minute. Wait, and The Rock is out here responding to a guy on Busted Open. You're responding to a guy on Busted Open of all outlets saying they're criticizing you too much. Wait a minute. Hold on.
To watch the narrative change this fast, Phil, to Busted Open, who last year Dave was ranting in the opposite direction about how this is the greatest piece of cinema he's ever seen in his life. And for this time, The Rock to be like, hey, stop ranting, dog. You need to chill.
Chill out. Everybody's working. Like,
you're working too. And this is all work. I'm like, Rock, you gotta stop.
So funny, man. And this goes back to us coming on here after Royal Rumble and everybody going, listen, the internet doesn't matter, man. Like it's all right. The internet's not real. They don't care about the internet. These two guys that are two of the most powerful guys in the company this whole week are responding to the internet. Like
just the internet.
The internet don't matter, but they sure have tried to wipe the internet clean of this leaked audio. Knowing that the internet don't matter.
I thought the internet didn't matter, Phil. The audio should be able to just live in existence on the internet because that doesn't mean shit.